Hello everyone, it's Mrs. Scott here. We're back again, moving on in our still life unit, and this time we're going to be choosing items from this chart that we saw last week to create our own still life drawing. What I want you to do first is go ahead and write your name. You're going to be using pencil. I'm going to be using pencil and then Sharpie so you can see it a little bit darker, but there is some overlapping, so I will need to use pencil for a little bit so I can erase. But within this first step, what I want you to think about is what kind of container do you want to put your fruit in, because that's kind of the best place to start when it comes to this artwork. If you want to collect your fruit shapes inside of a container, then it's best to choose that first. If you want your fruit just to be sitting on the table alone, then you can always save that for later. But I'm going to put mine on in a bowl. So I'm going to draw the bowl first, and I'm going to make the bowl sort of one of the largest items in my artwork this time. So I'm going to create kind of this banana shape, and then I'm going to curve it as it comes up so it has a bowl shape to it. And then I'm going to draw a little pedestal. Try to make it symmetrical on each side here. Give it a curve at the bottom. Okay, and that looks close to the shape that is on the chart. And once again, your shapes don't have to be exact. If it's a little varied from it, that just makes it more unique. Okay, so another tip is remembering to draw lightly. Since I'm drawing lightly, I'm going to be able to erase this part when I overlap some of my fruit. And I'm going to go ahead and draw in some of my fruit. I'm going to imagine that it's tucked inside the bowl. It's not floating somewhere up here. So that means that I can go ahead and kind of draw my fruit. For example, if I was going to draw my orange, I can go ahead and kind of draw from one spot along the front of the bowl here, connecting to another, and then erase this line in between, and the fruit will look like it's sitting down inside the bowl. And then I can go ahead and add my stem, and it has some lines like this that kind of make it look like it's like the stem's pushing in a bit, and it gives it a little round shape, and then has a little leaf there. So I'm going to add that in. Okay, so there's the start. Next, I think I'm going to add in a banana. So I'm going to draw my banana coming in along here. Little stem at the top, and the round part coming down inside, and then has a line coming down. So again, we need to erase where it overlaps. You can follow me, that's fine, but if you feel confident, you can also create a different arrangement using different pieces. This is just one way that this composition could go together. And then I'm going to add one more piece of fruit. I'm actually kind of veering off of my chart a little bit, but I think my bowl would look better with one more piece of fruit, so I'm going to choose some grapes and add those in. And from drawing with kids quite a few times, I can say one thing that kids often do with grapes is they start drawing them really tiny. So be careful if you're drawing grapes to make sure they look like nice, plump grapes that aren't tiny little pea-sized things. You want them to be decently sized. And grapes kind of have a scraggly looking leaf, so I'm going to make it a little pointier on that. All right, so let's erase that across there. And next we can go on and see what else we want to add in. I think I'm just going to add one more object in and then do my background. So what I think would look nice is if I had this nice tall bottle here going behind. So I'm going to draw it nice and tall and give some height to my picture, because this kind of is a horizontal bowl. So I'm going to make this more of a vertical addition to my composition. It's always nice to give variety. You don't want to ever really make everything all the same. It isn't very interesting to look at. So I'm just trying to give a little variety. Now I can go back and add interesting patterns or designs on my bowl or my bottle, either one, and that would be an interesting thing to do too. So I'll leave that up to you if you would like to do that. I don't want to make this video of teaching too long, but you're always welcome to be creative with those. All right, so then lastly, I'm going to